What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football. Hey, man, this is all in relations to the Commanders, man, and our quarterback Jayden Daniels. And it's totally based off the interview that his mom did with the Pivot that came out yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys was able to see it, but she did a episode on the Pivot and and honoring her for Mother's Day, and she decided to do an interview, right? So before we get into everything, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment, man. And I just want to know at the end of the video, drop your comment. Let me know how you guys feel about the episode. I truly encourage everyone to go and watch it and give your own take on it, and drop a comment after you watch it and say, hey, I think about it like this, I think about it like that. I'm definitely going to pin it in this video below. So please go watch it in its entirety. I know we are in a world of clickbait and just watching bits and pieces and segments. And a lot of people don't like to sit down and dedicate 30 to 40 minutes to watch content, especially some stuff that it may not be appeasing to them. And I get it. I totally get it. And sometimes clickbait is the only thing they want to go off of and have a narrative or an opinion on it. I totally respect it. So this is my opinion on watching Jayden Daniels' mom on the Pivot. And this is just some news and media that's been going around because she is Jayden Daniels' mother, and because of some of her outings and being so involved, overly involved. Some people may say, I always say, man, there's two sides to the aisle. You got the people that's going to say she's overprotective, overbearing, and it's going to scare women away from Jayden Daniels. And then you got the other side of the aisle, and I'll take my stance. I'm on the other side of the aisle. I look at it as just a mom that is truly, protecting her son as the best that she can, and is very vocal about saying it. What's so wrong about saying, I'm going to keep my child away from, the women that we all know that there's some women out there that has a alternative motive, like ulterior motive, in pursuing Jayden Daniels. Because if you go back and watch her interview on the Pivot, Jayden Daniels, a dollar sign is attached to Jayden Daniels' name. And that's just a fact. You can't deny it. You can't run away from it. You can't try to circle around it and not try to say that they're in that realm that he's in at this given moment. Not the regular, blue collar worker type of guy. And those guys can be, some jobs you can attach the dollar amount to it too, right? But because he's a public figure, because he was the number overall 2 draft pick, that came to our team, right? The success, the public face in the amount of money that he's making, yes, it's a dollar amount attached to his name. So if you can't just say you just can't just say, oh, not all women is trying. No, not all women is trying to get him for his money. But there is a crop, like a crop in that environment, in that industry, in that lane of work. There are a crop of women that are trying to attack the dollar sign and not the person, right? So her being the mother that she is, that's attached, that's his manager, that's doing all things behind the scenes for him. Hell yeah, she got the right to protect it and say what she said, because it's true. Don't get mad because the she spreaded the light, or she shined the light on it, or just said what everybody behind the scenes is thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's no shout out to all the guys that has had to deal with the women that has attacked the dollar sign versus the person. There's no attack on them. There's no attack on those guys, because maybe they just didn't know, or they just still had people in their corner, but then come out publicly like JD mom did and spoke to that. So you can't be mad at it. But I'm just gonna start off with just a little bit about her interview, and what she started off with, her upbringing and how she was raised, and that let me know a lot about her parenting style. Her dad was military, former military, and if you know military parents, man, and I'm not saying all of them, I just know, I'm only speaking on, okay, all right, let me not just make this about all military parents, because I'm not saying all military parents are like this, but the military parents that I have been around, yeah, it's strict parenting, man. It's strict parenting. It's whatever they learned in the military and how they was trained and in the military. Yes, they pass that down onto their kids. So tough love, by the book, um, that's just how they are. And you gotta, hey, that's just if you don't have a military, and it's not all military parents, you got just some tough, hard, like like not playing around type of parents. That's just what it is. Not everybody is able to run around freely and just do what they want. You got some parents that's actually, going to, lay down the law. And this is the law that you got to abide by as my child, So that kind of lets me know who she was as a mother and as a parent. And I respect it. I respect it because she cares enough. She cares enough to actually be in her child's life, whether it is because she is her manager. And again, all right, yeah, we can debate how much she is involved in his, but again, we only debating it based off of what we see on social media. And throughout the podcast, she speaks to, like, yeah, it's just crazy that media, and this is the media, this is the world we live in these days, is that you have a child who is a homebody, don't like to really go out, and when he is out, it's for business related, type of activities. So if you have some type of common sense, um, but sense ain't so common in 2025. If he's really out, and again, we don't know if that is the truth. Jayden Daniels is, when he's out in the public, is mainly for business related activities. What is so wrong with the mother, the manager, being with him as they go through, the person that's been handling the deals, the person that's been vetting everything out prior to them going to said event or dealings or whatever contract he has signed? What's so wrong with the mother being there? What's so wrong with the manager being there to see everything through, to make sure everything that they signed on the dotted line was taken and done completely well? What's so wrong with that? And I know the narrative that they put out there every time they see her out with him is, oh, here go the third wheel, here go the third wheel. And she said that she's like, being who she is and being so involved in her child's life as a manager and also as a mother, yeah, it's going to be, the narrative is going to, you got to have thick skin because the narrative has already been put out there about her. That comment that she made about women, attacking the dollar sign and not the person, or being attracted to the dollar sign and not the person. I mean, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Rightfully so. Like, rightfully so. It rubbed, and you are entitled to feel like, that's the wrong way to go about it. Like, you should not be so involved in your child's life. He's gonna make mistakes. And she spoke to that. She's like, she's not telling nobody. She's not telling Jayden Daniel that he can't go out there and date. He's allowed to date whoever he wants to, and his heart desires, which I say he can't do. Um, but again, even if he is dating, and it's somebody that he's really, he really likes, the relationship that it seems like they had, what's so wrong with your, you bringing her to your mom or letting your mom meet her and vetting her out? Hey, mom, what you think? Hey, what you think about her? How you feel about her? Because at the end of the day, hey, moms, I'm a son. Um, and I asked my mother about my wife. Shoot, I asked her about, like, hey, what you think about her? And I only brought one person home to ever meet my mother, so that's another story for another day, right? But anywho, I don't see nothing really wrong with it. But again, I never, even though I stand on the side of I'm okay with how she's involved with his mother. I mean, with her son from a business aspect, but also being in business activities that he's attending and being a part of. I don't mind them being there. I don't mind her being around. I don't mind her being in the camera. Now, the whole Juju thing, I know everybody wanted Ryan Clark, and they was pretty much begging for Channing to be there because they gonna ask specifically about that moment, right? And I think she kind of spoke to it without directly mentioning Juju's name, because I don't think Juju's name need to be mentioned in this anymore. Like, it's strictly an issue with her being so involved with her mom, and Juju name just so happened to be attached to it. Because if you don't know, Jayden Daniels was saw at the March Madness tournament with Juju talking to her, and if you see the video that's out there on social media, it clearly shows them sitting, Juju and Jayden Daniels laughing, ha ha, kikiing, giggling, and then it literally cuts, and then it just pans to his mom sitting there. So obviously that wasn't the whole entirety of the video. It was just because after the comments that she made on the interview, now that narrative is going to carry, and then everybody that has a camera is going to spin a video to make it fit the narrative that's already out there. Nobody wants to see a video of her not being around. Like, all right, they ain't gonna get no views, they ain't gonna get no clicks, they ain't gonna get no likes. Because the media, the world that we live in, the social media world we live in, that's all that, like, nah, we just want to follow the narrative. Yeah, only catch them when there's another girl around and her being there. So we can say she third wheeling. Him at the wedding for Brandon Ayuk, who has a great relationship with his mother. Y'all think that, like, I'm really like trying to understand, like, who has a best friend and has a close relationship with his best friend's mom is not going to be at a wedding. Oh, why she had to show up? Why she had to be there? She ain't have to be there. She ain't have to be on the dance floor. What do you do at a wedding? If anybody's been to a wedding or reception, there is a party time where everybody gets up on the dance floor and dance. And then there's the biggest narrative. Like, she kind of alluded to this, but didn't like go too much in depth about it. Is that Jayden Daniels wants his mother to be involved? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I was in Jayden Daniels' shoes, or if I was a public figure, and I'm seeing all this success that I've and my mom was a major part of that success, and taking care of a lot of the stuff, so I can just focus on the art of football and working on my craft. Hell yeah, I'm gonna want my mother to be at every single blessing and every single thing that is involved with me and attached to me, from a brand deal to any exposure. I want my mother to be there to witness all the hard work that she put in. I don't give a damn what y'all say. And Jayden Daniels doesn't care. Jayden Daniels wants his mom to be involved, wants his mom to be there, because guess what? Who got all this together? Who got this brand deal together? Who got all of the sponsorships and all these things together? His mom. She was the one that vetted all this stuff out. Who bought the contract to him and said, "Hey, this is a good deal. This is what we want to rock with." So yeah, damn right, I want my mother to experience all that. And if you say, "Oh yeah, she don't got to be at everything," well, let me just be the one to tell you. I was at the Rod Wave concert at Capital One's arena, and I was in the suite, and I'm out getting a drink, and I just see Jayden Daniel and one of his mans walking past. I didn't see his mother. I didn't see his mother waiting for him at the end of the hall. I didn't see his mother tagging along behind him. He was by himself. He was by himself, and she said that it was like, it's a lot of things that he does. I'm not there at the Caps game. If everybody know, they know. Recently, last series in the Caps. Shout out to the Capitals, who's in the playoffs. They down right now, but anywho, he was at the Caps game, and his mother wasn't sitting there. She was invited. She said she was invited. Now I know there's, oh, how you know she wasn't there, or how you know? Yeah, I don't know. But how can you tell me that I'm wrong? How can you tell me that she was there? How can you tell me that? If you can easily argue or make that statement, I can easily make the argument that she wasn't there, right? But we're not here to do that. It doesn't even really matter if she is there. If she did go down there and sit with the team, and he was with his teammates. He was with Sam Hart, and other quarterback. I forgot his name already. Marcus Mariota. He was with the team. He was with the team, and he experienced a good moment, right? He had fun. His mother wasn't there. And he was like, and she said this. She was like, pretty much, it's a lot that goes into. And I'm sorry for my camera keep out of focus, and I don't know why I keep doing that. My bad. I just noticed it. But she kind of said that. She was like, he rarely goes out. He's a homebody. The 3 times out of 365 y'all see us out, it's for work. It's for business. And then it's the latest one is, him. I guess they was in Miami. She's sitting in the car. And here it goes again. Oh, look at his mom being a part of that. Again, it's business. They're handling business. What is the purpose? Like, wouldn't you want your manager to be there when y'all discussing deals or y'all meeting for a brand deal? You would want your manager, who's his mom. But anywho, I hope y'all get that, right? But again, I understand the public perception is that once she made that comment, it is left up to the world, and both sides of the aisles that to give their opinion and they take on it. And it's good for media. It's good for content. It's definitely good to have a clear understanding that there are two sides to the aisle, man. You got the one side that is strictly going to be like, nah, she doing too much. She too close. She need to back up a little bit. But again, when we only seeing clickbaits and we only seeing 5 to 10 seconds of a video and not its entirety, and that's why I encourage you guys to, if you got some time at work, at home, not doing nothing, go check out the Pivot, man. Go check out the Pivot. Check out her. Go check out her. On being on the podcast and kind of speaking to a lot of this stuff that's been going on in the media world. And again, you got to have tough skin. You got to have tough skin in this game as a content creator because everybody's not going to agree with your opinion and everybody's not going to side with you, right? And you can banter with everybody. You can go back and forth with everybody. But what does that really do? What does that really do to be in the comments and going back and forth with people that already in their mind know how they feel about you or have a perception of you, and that's you're not going to change it. You even her doing the podcast is not going to change some of those people on the opposite aisle that think that she's overprotective, and that's fine. That's fine. But the fact I do appreciate her still coming out and actually speaking to it, because a lot of times, you got a lot of athletes and a lot of family members, other athletes who, you see them getting scrutinized and they don't say nothing at all. They don't say nothing at all. And it kind of just leaves it up for interpretation and if it's true or if it's not. But she actually came out and spoke about it, and I respect it. I appreciate her actually speaking about it. Again, I don't even like to really do content like this around the Commanders, but it's such a big topic and it's going all through social media. The whole third wheel mom and all that kind of stuff. I just had to speak to it because my perspective is, yes, I'm on the opposite side. I don't mind the tough love. I don't mind her being so highly involved in her her son's life. Um, and the fact that she actually spoke to, like, nah, Jayden is allowed to do what he wants. I appreciate it. I appreciate it because not too often we get the how they truly feel and what's going on. And I even wanted Jayden to come out and be like, hey man, y'all can say whatever y'all want about my mother, but my mother's gonna always be around. She's gonna always be involved. She's my manager, and let alone my mother. Everything goes through her, and I want my mother to be involved with the success of me because without my success comes from what she has done a lot on the back end, with stuff that y'all don't see. So you seeing me out here, out and about, it's because my mom, like, she's done a lot of this leg work to make me come outside and be in the cameras, right? Yes, there is a lot of other stuff that I do that y'all probably don't even see because y'all don't see my mom. Y'all see me solo dolo, y'all probably wouldn't even record me. Y'all, there's not no real good clickbait. His mom not here. And that's weird. That is very weird to do, but I understand the social media world, and I think he understands it too, and that's why he hasn't really spoken about it. But now I appreciate the pivot, bringing her on to honor her as a mother. One, so happy Mother's Day to everyone. Yesterday, I know it was yesterday, but I'm giving y'all all wishing you all a happy Mother's Day. Um, it was tough for me because my mom passed away on February the 15th of this year, and so this is my first Mother's Day without my mother. So I appreciate my mother because my mother was not as I wouldn't say she was strict, but she kept it real. She kept it real, and she was involved. She was involved in my life. She gave me the good, bad, and ugly. Hey, don't do that. Hey, I wouldn't go down that route. And I still had the choice to go and do whatever I want. Both of my parents have been heavily involved in my life. But hey, man, let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. Again, man, I encourage you all to go and watch the podcast. And then drop a comment, man. Come back to this video, drop a comment, tell me what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I know it's different type of content because we're not talking about play. I mean, we are talking about a player, but we're talking about a player's mom. Shout out to Jayden Daniels. Shout out to Jayden Daniels' mom. Thank you for bringing him into this world and giving us a franchise quarterback that I deeply and genuinely and truly wanted. I didn't want Drake May. Shout out to Drake May. This ain't about him. But anyway, shout out to Mom Dukes, man. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And I catch y'all on the next one. Raise hell, baby. I'm out.